Hi, I'm Heather from Here Booktubes, and today are August anticipated releases. This is kind of a weird mixture for me, kind of heavy on the fantasy, not as much romance. My anticipated releases always just depend on what's being released, so it sounds a bit odd, but I am very excited because our first book on the 15th of August is Labyrinths Heart, which is Rook number 3 by M.A. Carrick. I read the first book in this trilogy in March, the second book in the end of March, early April, and this is the final book release. I'm super excited. I have the books physically. These are my favorite books of the year. It's an adult fantasy series with a queer normative world in a colonized country where the nobility are the colonizers, and then you have the indigenous people who are the commoners, and you have a con artist who is trying to worm her way into the nobility, and there's a mysterious, maybe even supernatural vigilante that is going around the city, and we have lots of different characters and lots of different interactions, and everyone is woven together in such an interesting way. I'm so excited for this book. Also on the 15th, Thornhedge by Kingfisher. This is a Sleeping Beauty-esque dark fairy tale, much like their Nettle and Bone book, I believe, which I have read. I do prefer their actual fantasy romance, but these fantasy books with a tiny romance subplot are really good too. I will read it eventually, but I know lots of people are excited, and I think it's the UK cover is so much prettier. Also, potentially on the 15th, we have My Summer Girl by Maeve. I heard about this months ago. I don't really know anything. I know it's queer, polyamorous, steamy fantasy, and I like the cover, and I am very willing to give it a try, but I haven't read anything by this author. Then on the 22nd, Shucked, which is Loew? Who even knows how their name is said? Brothers number 1 by Canterbary is coming out. This is the author of In a Jam. I'm very interested in her new releases. I might dabble here and there in her backlist, but I'm particularly interested in her new releases. This is a brother's best friend, which is not my favorite trope, but I am willing to give it a try. Her banter is really good, her communication and her characters are really good, and also there's not a third act breakup usually in her books. So because of all of that, I am more interested in this book than I would typically be because of the trope. Then on the 29th, My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine is coming out. I have heard mixed things about this. This vampire has basically woken up after a few hundred years, so they're trying to get used to the world having not been in it, and you know, the roommate is gonna help. And I've heard kind of like some Pride and Prejudice-esque things about it. I don't know if that is true or not. I will continue watching reviews, and this is traditionally published, so I will eventually get it from the library. If I read it, I won't be able to read it right away. Then on the 31st, The Phoenix King, which is the Ravence Trilogy number 1 by Aparna, Verma. This, I believe, was a indie published fantasy romance that got picked up by traditional publishers, and it's now coming out. I believe it's Indian. I actually heard that it was a lot similar to The Jessed Heir by Sarah Hesham, but the commenter liked it better. So let me look at Goodreads, one sec. Okay, yes, it is Indian inspired. She's a princess, he's an assassin, and they're gonna fall in love, as one does. So looking forward to that. Again, traditionally published. I don't know when or if I might be able to get my hands on it from the library, but this is one that I've seen the author on TikTok talking about it and have been interested in it for several months at least, waiting for it to come out. So very excited to hear more reviews about it. And that is it. Those are my releases for August. Kind of a speed round, if you will. Very heavy on the fantasy, but well, I guess not. I guess it's kind of split between fantasy and contemporary, but not really my usual authors. I do know quite a few of my go-tos that will be out in September, so I'm looking forward to that. But honestly, the Rook and Rose trilogy, I'm planning on taking up half my month, so that's it. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any releases that I didn't cover and maybe I don't know about, do leave them in the comments if you're excited about them. And that's it. Bye!